Alright, I was shooting my mouth off on Twitter about having figured out the middle section of Love on a Farmboy's Wages by XTC, so I'm here in the agricultural idyll of my garden in deepest, darkest Kent to capture the real vibe. I'm not going to sit here and play through the whole song. Some parts are really easy, but if you're like me, you figured out the opening bit really easy and thought, oh, I know the song, and you get to that crazy middle section and think, again, I kept trying to think, well, what should happen here? What should this harmony be? What the melody is this? What chord should go with it? And that's really what I've learned over the years, a terrible way to try to learn XTC songs. They never, or seldom do what they ought to do, or what you expect them to do. Maybe that's one of the things that makes their songs so cool. So the opening, we have easy, right? Then you have the verse in E, and there are two parallel chords. I say parallel because you have underneath you have, which is F sharp to G sharp and E on the bottom three strings. This is the cart and donkey going through the countryside music. Underneath that you have high climbs the summer sun. You've got this E major 7 chord. He's got this D sharp in there, which is, if you've listened to enough records by Bread, every chord, they put a Ray 7 in it. But melodically, I think it's quite weird, and it's really great. Climbs the summer sun high. Now, the next bit stands the corn. This is a rare moment of a song doing what you'd think. You're full-on pinball wizard here. B. Second guitar. Behind all that. When my work is done. Back to B. Flask of wine on my feather bed in G sharp minor 7. We will drink and prepare for wedding. Here's a classic Partridge bit. So C7. Now upside down, E minor 7, 6, 4. So you have a second inversion, E minor 7, because of the B's in the bass. So, my darling, so. If you're not sure what that chord looks like. So, just B7, just open voicing, then back to E major. I always thought it would go in a triplet crotchets like the vocal part does, but the vocal part goes milks the herd, but the guitar player goes in the first part. So same as the opening. Then you go back to, and then again behind it is the E major and E major 7. Okay, then you get to the second verse, you go back to 2 bars of donkey cart music, and then you get the crazy middle section. So if you have your first finger on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th fret marker, if you've got markers on yours, which is C sharp. It's not a C sharp chord. It sounds to me more like an F sharp minor-y kind of deal, but again, I think sometimes he just sticks his hand on the guitar and sees what noise comes out. So you've got this chord, you can see that there, going underneath most of this middle section of People Say That I'm No Good. And your little finger is going to double the vocal part, it's going to answer it, and at the end it's going to double it. You really need 2 or 3 guitars to do this like they do on the record, but I'll give you the gist of it here. So people think that I'm no good, painting pictures and carving wood, be a rich man if I could. Now you have to double the voice. But the only job I do well is here on the floor. Underneath that, only job I do, you got again, only job I do, to E major 7. So while one the other guitar is going. Now, D sharp has been a weird note in this whole song. Now it comes back. I think Andy thinks this is a kind of D sharp chord, which it is, but doesn't function at all like a diminished chord, another kind of 7th chord that would define E. This one, this one, D sharp major 7, kind of undermines that, and it brings that kind of surprise and a little bit of darkness in as the lyrics change to, and it's breaking my back. So. So you've got kind of E6 here, and B. Now, I would just play. It's kind of what you hear on the record, but really the second guitar is doing the opening donkey cart music 2 frets higher, so hold a step higher. Sounds really kooky when you do that, but another guitar there. Now, because the other guitar is doubling the voice, and it's breaking my back. So one of the guitar players does that. Same as again, now finally B major, normal chord and all this really sticks out then. You will borrow your father's carriage. Same as before. Upside down E and right. Okay, we go through all that again, and then you have this kind of outro. Now you have a. It's just E major scale going down, but you're starting F sharp and G sharp. That leap of a step that you're playing, just like you did here. Good old E major 6 there at the end. Then you segue straight into Great Fire.